Welcome and good afternoon to Brittany in France. We're at the Automoto Club L'Ouest here between Brest and Quimper, just on the north of the Bay of Biscay, for the EFRA Large-Scale Off-Road European Championships for 2024. EFRA is the large European Federation of Radio-Controlled Automobiles, and we are RC Racing TV, aka RC TV. My name is Frank McKinney. We've got Jude McCallum on camera and Zach Fenning providing all of those awesome video clips that we were just playing in for our intro. So we're about, well, several minutes away from starting the first of our main final events, 30-minute races for our main finals. Is Ian Audi going to be able to take the title back that he lost last year in the semifinals in the Czech Republic? Ian Audi in the car 1 from the UK, Jack Keatley in car 2 also from the UK, Taylor Letchford in Third position, Fabien Morat from France and Thomas Legel in cars 4 and 5. Alfie Jack Schilcock, our youngest competitor in the main final from the UK, in truck number 6. Leo Van Oort in position 7. Judicael Gandino, Eric Lecourt, and Jerome Oldry, all from France, in positions 8, 9, and 10. So we still have several minutes before we actually get started, but hopefully we have many of our viewers that were joining us earlier in the day have joined us again in the YouTube chat. So make sure and so we have a driver's presentation. Michel will do a driver's presentation. So far we have cheering for the Team GB and Team France. In the live chat, make sure and let us know where you're cheering from and who in particular you're cheering for. Whereas for the entire team of 5 drivers from France and 4 from the UK, and a lone Dutchman of Leo Van Oort in the truck number 7. Ian Audie, Jack Keatley, Taylor Letchford, and Alfie Jack Schilcock, the 4 drivers from the UK. Fabien Morat, Thomas Legel, Judicael Gandino, Eric Lecourt, and Jerome Oldry representing Team France. Of course, so 4 Brits, 5 Frenchmen, roughly representing the spread of drivers that are here. Many Brits making the trip from the UK. It's a very active, large-scale racing community over there on the island. But France, as the host country, having even more racers. Much cheering for Audie, Jack, Taylor, and Alfie. Another one for Taylor Letchford. And another one for all of Team GB. So the marshals represented by country. So the country managers, the team country managers, are compelled to send out drivers for their various different positions. So it's not done. It's done fairly well, I think. I mean, the way it's managed. So the drivers who just raced, for example, in the semifinal B for four-wheel drive, are not the ones necessarily who are out marshalling right now. Everyone has to do their part, but the drivers who are racing today most likely have already marshaled yesterday, so they've sort of done their marshalling duties, and it's someone else on from their country team who is marshalling for the races today. So unless someone's volunteering, it's very unlikely that they're actually out here and racing today and also marshalling. Dude, why is that not flat? It's supposed to be flat. Stability. It's too far away. You do that, just make sure it's level on the bubble. So engines have started. Well, one or two have anyway. Ian Audi TQing one of the rounds. Jack Keatley also TQing around. Taylor Letchford also TQing around. But in the end, it was Ian Audi who took the overall TQ going into the semifinals. But this class of racing, you don't qualify directly into the main final, so we still had to go through the semifinal, which is where things fell apart for him last year in Czech Republic, trying to defend his title from the previous year in Fairing. And now we've got, he's back on the pole position. So he's TQ, but not pole until he actually finished the semifinals. Jack Keatley in his semifinal B, finishing just 2 seconds behind on time compared to Ian. So Ian taking the overall pole position.
Marshals to your positions, please.
Now remember, we have 3 minutes of warm-up once they are allowed out of the pits. And at any time until they are called to the grid, they're allowed to call a 10-minute technical timeout. Now, we've seen that happen 3 or 4 times already today. I literally lost count. It happens so many times. But even if a driver who called a technical timeout did it in the semifinal or well, they're only allowed to do it in the semifinals and the finals. Even if someone did that earlier in the day, they're still allowed to do it for the final. So any one of these drivers could call it. We saw our overall TQ driver of Cyril Kadur call a technical and start from the back. Ian Audi very rapidly going off the track. So being led out by Ian. So this is just 3 minutes of practice, and then at the 2-minute mark, they will be called in. And then at I think it's at the 45-second mark, up until that point, anyone can call a 10-minute break. But only that one car driver is allowed to have any work done on their vehicle. So everyone checking in so far. Everyone need to keep it steady. You definitely don't want to break. So Ian and most of the drivers going in, doing one lap, coming into the pits. They're allowed two-way communication from the driver to the mechanic. So having whatever tweaks and tunings that they want to be doing.
Top 5. Thank you.
So only car 5 is out there. Thomas Slagle. Is he going to take full advantage of the 3 minutes or just come in and sit? I think everyone's pretty much on the dry selection of tires. I believe it's the Schumacher yellows. So 2 laps for Thomas.
Driver, is everybody ready to start? Everybody okay to start? All good with everyone? Okay.
It's the main final.
Grid drivers, all cars to the grid. Formation grid. No overtaking.
Okay, so no more technical timeout possibility now.
Cars in their positions. March for two, march for two. Go, 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 go. No problem, no problem. One more.
So Ian getting into position. Keatley in the yellow and black and yellow. Ty Letchford in the white. Morat in the orange and yellow number 4. And then we have Legel in the French colors of blue, white, and red. And we have Alfie Jack in the multicolored yellow, mostly dark blue, with yellow wheels. And we're on the 10-second countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
And they're off. Hooter has sounded. And this lead battle already intense. The top 3 British racers, 1, 2, 3, off and away in number order. That's Audi, Keatley, and Letchford. So much time and prep has gone into making sure that these trucks are running in perfect condition. Alfie Jack getting stuck. Alfie Jack is flamed out. No, he hasn't. He's still running, but he's running in 9th position at the moment. Off and away are the 1, 2, and 3. Massive gap now back to the number 7 of Leo Van Oort. But we're sticking with this lead battle already. Very intense. Keatley, Audi, and Letchford didn't have the opportunity to have battle in the main final last year. Problems for all of them in the semis. But this time, round number 2. So Letchford, couple of mistakes for him, drops him back very slightly. Ian running a very tight line, and Keatley wanting to take it, but Ian already in the way. Keatley all over the back of Ian. Around that crazy golf corner. Oh, and Keatley gets it up on 2 wheels. Letchford gets past. So let's follow the white truck of Letchford and see what he's able to do to catch up to Ian Audi as they're coming onto the main straight just now. Keatley dropping back to 4th now behind Morat. We might be dropping back to them because that is a very tight battle for 3rd. Let's drop back to the first corner. Sorry, Jude. This is Morat from France and Keatley from the UK. Very tight. Super aggressive from Jack Keatley. Rubbing that back bumper all through the corner of Morat. Same exact tactic he tried on Audi. Didn't work out that time, or this time either. I'll keep an eye on Letchford and see how close he gets to Ian Audi as they're going down the main straight. These two coming over the little double and about to go onto the straight themselves. What kind of speed differential these guys have? Maximum time are about 3 seconds on full throttle as they're coming over the big jump. Keatley all over the back of Morat though. Coming over the double step up. Oh, and they're stuck together. Those bumpers interlocking and not helping. Slowing down each other's race. A little bit of argument on the driver rostrum. And Pedro, our EFRA referee, telling him to shut up and just drive. keep the noise out on the track. Coming over the big jump. Oh, and Keatley up on 2 wheels. Very high grip conditions now. Not a massive amount of wind. They're jumping into the wind at that point. You see the flags in the back of the straight. Keatley again up on 2 wheels. It's going to be slowing him down. That slows down his acceleration to go over those doubles in front of the drivers. So he's going to have to make up some time here in the slow bits. I can tell you that Ian is about 3 seconds ahead of Letchford. So I think Ian is just controlling the pace now. Keatley working on catching up to Morat. Morat a little bit of a hoppy little landing off of that single. Going into the infield. Allowing Keatley to catch up just very slightly. And again, up on 2 wheels once and twice. So letting Keatley drop back, possibly into the hands of Lagle, who's that next car behind, the red, white, and blue. Keatley trying to keep tight lines and control that throttle finger. Tapping the top of that step. Coming through the concrete S's. And to finish their 8th lap. This is the battle for 3rd. Final podium spot. Keatley very aggressive, trying to get past Audi early on. And no, we don't have a battle for the first spot. That was just Audi lapping the number 9 of Eric Lacourt. Morat in that very bright number 4. Keatley in the dark, I think it's black. I'm pretty sure it's black. Very, very dark gray if it isn't. And bright yellow with the white wheels and the Union flag, of course, splashed all over the back spoiler. Slightly closer now. Speed and maximum horsepower, not really the thing you need for this track. Some of these drivers not even running the maximum capacity engine allowed for the short course class. They're allowed up to 32 cc's. It's quite a big engine if you're used to large scale. Two-wheel drive, maximum capacity I believe is 26 cc's. For four-wheel drive is 30. And for short course, up to 32. But some of these drivers running 26, 27, 29 cc engines. So coming through the infield, that troublesome step-up jump. Keatley now looking like he's losing just the tiniest bit of time. Ian Audi is now lapped Jerome Oldry in the truck number 0. So it looks like they're certainly a little bit farther away this time around between Morat and Keatley. 7-second lead was the last time around. Is that right? Must be very, very close. Actually, no, its absolute time is so Keatley picking up the pace now. Visibly closer to Morat. British racer in the Yukon, and I'm pretty sure Morat is running the MCD. Very, very close now. Coming through the bowl, that really troublesome, awkward angle double. no one seems to have a particularly good line through it. Morat just needing one bobble to allow Keatley past. So Keatley piling on the pressure now as he's catching and catching and catching. Jaws music commencing. Keatley a little slow coming out of that off-camber hairpin though. Again, this is the battle for third. Over the tabletop. Into this very important big jump and corner here. Just underneath our commentary position. Oh, and Keatley goes over! He goes over! He's going to lose loads of time now. So let's reset and go follow our leader coming over the tabletop and into the first corner now. Just popped a little wheelie, had a weird off bounce. It's our leader, Ian Oddie, EFRA board chairman, EFRA board member and chairman of the this group. Not here in an official capacity this week. That has been left to Craig from EFRA, Ian's right-hand man. Ian wanting to get on with the racing and try to claim his short course European championship. Again, that he won in Fairing 2 years ago. This is Ian, our leader. He's led from the off. He had a very, very tight battle with Keatley for the first few laps until Keatley made a not a massive mistake, but obviously in the final, it's big enough. Ian goes off, so that is Letchford. And we now have a bumper-to-bumper battle for the lead, and Letchford and Oddie both bobbling over that double. And now it's down to, and Ian goes straight into the back of Letchford. Is Letchford waiting? Oh, no, I meant to say, is he running, but Ian was waiting. So now, Ian doing the right thing. And he's getting an official warning from Pedro, the EFRA referee, to watch his driving. I don't think that was quite his fault, but that was Taylor just making a mistake, and I think just slamming on the brakes when he landed, and that caused Ian to drive into the back of him and flip him over. Ian did the right thing and waited. I don't think that's an official warning, but a verbal warning nonetheless. So this is our battle for the lead. Taylor Letchford in the Elcon. Ian Oddie driving an Audified Motors powered Team Losi TLR. Oh, and Ian going for the pass and not quite sticking it there. And that is Fabian Morat in third. So this is actually a three-way battle with Keatley. If these guys slow each other up, Keatley is just a few seconds behind. So we have the white car in the lead. That is Taylor Letchford from the UK. The white, red, and blue car is Ian Oddie, former European champion in this category, also from the UK. And just behind them in the orange and yellow car with the yellow wheels is Fabian Morat from France. And just a couple seconds behind is our third top British racer of this category, Jack Keatley. So how is this going to work itself out? 17 and a half minutes left to go. It's a 30-minute race. Of course, these drivers not allowed to refuel. So the more fuel they use now, the less fuel they're going to have at the end of the race. These cars are just about able to make the 30-minute time. And it looks like Morat has fallen behind just a bit. Is Ian just keeping his powder dry and watching for Letchford, making sure that he just stays in Letchford's peripheral vision. Maybe help him cause a mistake by distracting him by just staying there on his back bumper. I think Ian's going to go for it. He's the type of racer, to just go for the pass when he sees, and he saw an opening there. But Letchford closes it off. Coming over the little double. The little straight coming on to the main straight. Taylor keeping a tight line there. Coming over the tabletop now, and Letchford just a little bit swobbly coming off. These guys, and a little bit of a door opening there. No, he slams it shut. Again, going a little wide there. Oh, and Ian going for the pass. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? No! Over the double, and Letchford gets it wrong. Ian gets passed again. Is Letchford now going to be able to pour on the pressure? A little bit too fast over that double. And now it looks like Morat has fallen off somewhere, and it's Keatley who is third. So we're back with 1, 3, and 2. 3 Brits in the top 3 spots, with Morat running in fourth. And Letchford almost able to get around Ian on the outside. These guys going to make it a fantastic race. Keatley is now there with them. These guys battling and slowing each other up so much. Keatley has made up about 4 or 5 seconds in the last couple of laps. Letchford goes super wide into the dirty stuff, and now Keatley's all over the back of him. So now we have a super tight battle for second, going over the little double. So that is going to allow Ian to pull away a bit. Coming over the big jump, keeping it tight. All 3 of them. Morat just a few seconds behind. Oh, and Ian gets it wrong over the. Oh, and now it's Letchford in the lead. Going side by side over the double. Letchford gets the worst end of it. He's upside down. And now, who is that? I think someone just got a penalty. Was that Ian? Car 1 just got a penalty. So he's going to have to do either a drive-through or a stop and go. I'm not sure that Ian is going to see it in the same light, but we'll see what he has to do here, whether it's a drive-through or a stop and go. And he comes in. It's just a drive-through. It's just a drive-through. So he loses a few seconds. And now it is Keatley in second. We're back in 1, 2, and 3 running order. And 4 as well, because Fabi Morat running in the car 4. So Keatley just about a second behind Audi. Again, 3 Brits and a Frenchman. And car 5 of Thomas Legel, another Frenchman. He's a few seconds behind Morat. Meanwhile, up at the front, we've got Audi, Keatley, and Letchford. Oh, and Ian goes for the double, and he goes off the track. So now it is Keatley, Letchford, and now Ian Audi's in third. So let's move to our lead battle. It's the black and yellow car, swiftly followed by the white car, number 3 of Letchford. As Keatley leading, and coming up on the number 7, Leo Van Oort, and lapping him. So let's actually look at the drop back to the white car coming through the bowl, because he's going to have Ian coming up on him, and Ian is not going to be very shy in trying to smash open that door and make a pass. Coming down the straight, they are bumper to bumper now. Coming down the straight into that first corner, over the big jump, and not going for it that time. He had a bad landing. Audi, door slammed in his face. Keeping an eye on Keatley, just a couple of seconds ahead of him. Letchford getting sideways there, but maintaining his lead. And actually, Ian just getting a bad acceleration out of that concrete patch. Both of them coming over the double now together. Down the main straight. Ian losing a bit of time, but Letchford getting up on 2 wheels. Ian going for the cut. Not able to do it that time. So it looks like Letchford slowly making time on Keatley, I think. Ian still going for the double on that. Eventually he'll make it. That time he did land on his wheels. But the last time we saw him try that, he went off the track and lost the lead. So it's very curious that he's still trying to do that. So Letchford now just a bit closer to Keatley. This battle for the lead is building up. But Ian, if he can just cool the red mist. Now our battle for the lead between the black and yellow and the white trucks. Rejoined. Oh, he makes it that time, Ian does. So I think he's found the right line to make a to cross that double properly in the bowl, which certainly will help his speed coming out of there. But these two, the 1, the 2, and the 3, followed by the rapidly closing 1. Oh, and a wide line for Keatley allows Letchford pass, and a change for the lead just over the line. Ian gets the double all wrong. Goes for the double in the bowl and misses it again. He's off the track again. He's losing time. Now he's on his side, and he's losing even more time. Now he's about 10 seconds behind. He's actually running 4th now behind Morat. So we're going to concentrate completely on this battle for the lead. The 2 and the 3 of Keatley and Letchford. Britain versus Britain. Just out of the corner of my eye, Ian almost going off the track once again at the first corner. Keatley and Letchford locked together. So a little bit of space now between them. So coming down the straight into the wind. It's actually a cross nose wind. 9 minutes left remaining in this one. Remember, no pitting. There's absolutely no refueling in this. These trucks running normal pump petrol gasoline. Letchford going a little bit wide. No, as Keatley going just a tiny bit wide. Morat, the next car behind, in the bright yellow. And a few seconds behind him is Ian Audie trying to catch up and make this a battle once again. Looks like Keatley has picked up the pace. Or I think more like Letchford maybe gone wide in a couple of corners. Just one mistake from any of these guys and the lead and positions will swap around yet again. A great race for the main final here from Automoto Club L'Ouest in Brittany, France, for the 2024 EFRA Large-Scale Off-Road European Championships. Keatley flying full throttle down that main straight now. We have a cross headwind coming from the left side. Audie very slowly catching Morat. Will switch to that battle when they get a little bit closer, but the slightest bobble here from Keatley will allow Letchford to catch up. And Morat now in the bowl. We've got Morat and Audie now nose to tail. Audie making great ground there. Big gains going on across that awkward angle double. And now at their nose to tail, this is the battle for third. Ian Audie in the number 1, and they both go. But Morat is the big loser there. He grip rolled. And Audie managing to avoid. So let's go back to our lead battle. Just coming across the double there. That is Keatley coming across to finish the 36th lap. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left, and Keatley is over. Keatley is off the track and stuck, so that is Letchford now. And is it running? It's not running. His mechanic has to run out and get it now. It's now off, so now we've got Letchford in the lead with a rapidly closing Ian Audie. We're going to have an epic final 6 minutes here. So we are with the white truck of Taylor Letchford, running an Elcon, our event title sponsor. Coming out of the bowl, Ian Audie nailing now that double. We'll switch to him just before we get to the bowl next time so we can show exactly what we mean. Maybe the other drivers in the coming finals will take some notes. But Ian Audie able to nail that and make up some serious ground, at least probably about a quarter second each time at least. But he's visibly closer now to Taylor Letchford, who's coming up on Alfie Jack Shilcock in the truck number 6 and the number 8 of Gandino. So let's go back, drop back one truck to Ian Audie. Let's see him take this jump absolutely perfectly there. And look at the gain that he made now. I think he messed up the exit coming out onto the turn, but Taylor Letchford now, let's move to the white truck because he's coming up on 2 lap vehicles that are in close combat. Actually, they're not, because Alfie Jack is meant to be lapping the number 8, but Taylor Letchford now lapping both of them, and Ian Audie closing up even faster. So Taylor Letchford now coming up on the number 8 of Gandino. So that is the first of pair of lap cars battling for the lead. Remember, Ian Audie starting on pole, taking the TQ position and finishing the qualifying on pole with the TQ position, and then winning his semifinal, starting on pole position for this race, and then along the way losing it, dropping down to 4th just a few laps ago. And now, and he goes for the double. He's off the track again. Oh, now he's about 10 seconds behind Taylor. So let's go back to our leader, Taylor Letchford. At the end of the straight here, this is our leader in the truck number 3. Ian Audie going for the big jump and not always coming out. That must be about the 3rd time at least that I saw, just in this one main final, that Ian went for that double, and it just catching him out, throwing the truck off the track. So Letchford here coming around the last corner before the straight, over the big tabletop. Again, into the win. He's on his 42nd lap. Ian Audie, the only one on the same lap with him. Actually, Morat as just Alfie Jack Shilcock actually running in 4th now. I missed that along the way. Jack Keatley somewhere has, oh yes, we saw him stop, but I didn't realize that he had broken completely, so he has not returned to the track. So Alfie Jack taking advantage there and coming out with the 4th place. If Alfie Jack is able to catch Morat, they are on the same lap, but they're about a half a lap apart. So Alfie Jack has quite a ways to catch up. For all of you Alfie Jack Shilcock fans, I know there's many of you in the chat. This young racer doing an amazing job at only his 3rd European Championships. Meanwhile, Ian Audie chasing down Taylor Letchford. They're almost close enough to have them both in the same shot. And Taylor taking Ian still going for the double in the bowl, even though it keeps biting him. It keeps biting him, but he still keeps going for it. It worked out that time. Eventually, it's going to bite him again, though. Potentially. I'm not gonna curse Mr. Ian Audie, commentator's curse. Oh, and Taylor nearly getting flipped over there, but these guys closer than ever now, at least in this stage of the race. Ian Audie. Oh, and Ian's over again. Ian's over. He's upside down. Having to just clipping the inside berm. So that is another massive mistake for Ian. Let's go back to Taylor. We've got 1 minute and 14 seconds left. Is Taylor Letchford on the cusp of taking his first European Championship in this class? It's almost certainly going to be a Brit win, even if Taylor runs out of fuel, which we are not hoping on anyone, knock on wood. 1 minute left, no one's slowing down. Ian now lapping Alfie Jack. The 7 is just flipped over just underneath us. Taylor, I think he can afford to maybe throttle back just a bit. 30 seconds remaining in this 30-minute race. The short course main final for the European Large-Scale Off-Road Championship for 2024. Is Taylor Letchford going to take home his first main trophy in this category? He's on his last lap. Now, we've seen things happen before. We're absolutely not cursing. We're hoping absolutely for the best for everybody. That is the time expired. All that Ian can hope for now is for Taylor to crash, break, or run out of fuel. But we are with him. And he's coming over the step-up jump around the off-camera corner. And Taylor Letchford takes the 2024 Large-Scale Off-Road European Championship. He's running out some donuts. There comes Ian to take second. Alfie Jack Shilcock taking fourth overall, with Fabian Morat still on the track, and he's going to take home third. Fantastic result for Taylor. And here comes Fabien Morat from France. It's a British 1-2, with France taking home third position. So we're going to go and try and get a interview with Ian.
Okay, next run will be in 10 minutes. Drivers from two-wheel drive final to the rostrum, please. We will start next final in 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes. All cars will take section, please. Greg is checking that all of you are there. Mechanics for two-wheel drive to the pit lane. Marshals. yeah, only 1 second. Marshals for two-wheel drive final to your position. We ask all drivers for two-wheel drive final to come to the washroom, so we do a quick presentation of the drivers. Two-wheel drive drivers to the washroom. Two-wheel drive final drivers to the washroom. two-wheel drive driver. To the rostrum, please. I need my speaker, Michel Kouziak, to do driver's presentation. We need all drivers here. We will open the track in 6 minutes. We need all drivers to do a fast presentation of the drivers. Two-wheel drive, final, pilot, to the rostrum, please. We need Marshal 3, Marshal 4, Marshal 8, Marshal 5 to your position. All drivers to the washroom, mechanic, please wear your jacket, mechanic, wear your jacket, thank you.
Moncho! Mikinu chce, Mikinu!
Marshal 5, I think it's that big guy.
Arnaud, tu récupères le trophée.
Marshal 4 to your position, please.
Please, les shots.
Marshal 4 from France to your position, please.
Alors, on va passer donc maintenant à la finale des deux motrices. Restez bien avec nous.
Mais je sais pas si maman va pas
Alors, le numéro 1, on voit pas beaucoup là, mais le numéro 1, il va se présenter devant vous. Il est britannique, c'est hop là, Olivier Whistleston. Fais coucou. Le deuxième, il commence à être habitué ici à venir, il était au mois de mai avec nous. C'est le néerlandais Loek van den Berg. Le troisième, il nous vient de Hollande également. Lars Ames. Le quatrième, il est suisse. Fabien Ritter. Le cinquième et premier français, Théo Planté. Le sixième est pilote de la MCO, Dany Villet. Le numéro 7, il est tchèque, Thomas Kraus. Le huitième, c'est le plus jeune pilote qui nous vient également de Bretagne, Ethan Rosic. En numéro 9, nous aurons le plaisir d'avoir le Danois Ronny Boscher. Et enfin, en numéro 10, nous avons le Britannique Kev Churchill. Bonne chance à tous.
I don't need it, no. I just have the thing on it so it doesn't blow your ears. The foam thing. Huh? Okay. Thank you.
We will open the track in 1 minute. Mechanics, you can start the engines if you want.
So we just had an amazing interview with Taylor Letchford, a very, very happy man, celebrating with his team and his wife.
Mechanics, you need to wear your
So taking his first European title. This here obviously is our two-wheel drive A final, our main event for two-wheel drive, featuring on the pole position our co-commentator earlier, Oliver Whittleston, Luke Vandenberg in car number 2, Lars Abes starting on position 3. In number 4 is Fabian Ritter. Then we have Theo Plant, one of our round TQs, and certainly one of the danger men of this event. Danny Millet, also from France, in car number 6. Thomas Kraus from the Czech Republic, car number 7. Starting on position 8 is Ethan Leruzik. And Ronnie Lund Borcher in car number 9. And in position 10 is Kev Churchill. So this is a 3-minute warm-up. Plenty of time for someone to call a 10-minute technical timeout. So it can always happen until the moment that they are called to the formation of the starting grid. So 3 minutes of warm-up. It's got about a minute and a half left in this one. So once again, let us know who you are cheering for in this one. The two-wheel drive A final, the main event for two-wheel drive racing. So drivers have come into the pit, which seems to be just, I don't know how that became a thing. If it were me, I'd be wanting to get, a little bit more than 2 laps of warm-up, but whatever. These guys are the better racers, so I'll let them make their own decisions. So 2 minutes.
All cars in the pit lane.
No more laps now. They could have had an extra lap or 2 at least. Monsieur Pouziot taking photos of everybody watching from the viewing gallery immediately to our left.
Drivers, all guys, everybody's ready? Okay, formation grid, all cars to the grid.
Amazing.
Let's go, guys.
No 10-minute timeout.
Start.
No 10-minute technical call. So that's fantastic.
End of crashing. Stop at your position, please.
Let's see if that momentum maintains itself into the four-wheel drive final. We had 3 or 4 technical timeouts in the semifinals earlier today before the lunch break. But none in the finals so far. So again, we've got Whittleston on car 1. Position 2, Vandenberg, Abes in 3, Ritter in 4, Plant in 5, Millet in 6, Kraus in 7, Leruzik in 8, Boucher in 9, and Churchill in 10.
We are starting in 10 seconds, counting now.
10-second countdown.
10,
French
9,
flag slowly lowers to the ground.
7, 6, 5,
And when the horn sounds, the flag lifts. And they're off. Oop. Whittleston getting a little bit of a bobble off the big jump. Top 3 already away. A little bit of a gap to number 4. It's early on. These cars 2-wheel drive, large scale. It's 5th scale size. Absolutely massive vehicles. These are. Second and third is our battle to look at now. Cars 2 and 3 of Vandenberg and Abes. Oh, and Whittleston gets it wrong. He's been passed by Vandenberg. 3-way battle, very tight for the lead. And Whittleston, okay, no. Getting driven into by Abes, but broken apart naturally. So these 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 cars battling for the lead. Oh, and Whittleston gets it over. He's upside down. And he's stuck. And he's back on his wheels now. And he's driven straight into the path of another car. I think he's going to get a penalty there. I think Whittleston's going to get a penalty there, I think. So let's reset and look at this. It's just, I think this 3-way battle for a third now. Actually, 2-way battle for 4th. And again, no noise on the rostrum. Quite a lot of shouting, I'm sure, there. Whittleston going to try and work his way through. Let's drop back to that blue, the pink and blue car just coming out of the bowl. This is Oliver Whittleston. He's already made up 1 spot because the cars all ahead are fairly spaced out. So the battles have kind of spaced themselves out, but Whittleston well out of position now. And he's going to be working his way through. He's working on the number 7. He's just past the 6 of Millet. Thomas Kraus is the next driver in his sights, that green and white car. Oh, and Kraus goes off the track, so that is an easy position gained again for Whittleston, who lands on 2 wheels. The wind that they're driving into down that straight just a bit stronger now. Looks like Whittleston has actually changed his wing. He's gone to a full width rear wing instead of the middle cutout. So the next driver that he's going to be trying to catch up to is the number 4, Fabian Ritter, to get into the podium spots. Whittleston able to make it over that awkward double, just like Ian did. Oh, and he's over! He's over again! That is an absolute shame. I rarely see any of the cars go off at that point. So we're back with Whittleston. Now he's got all that work to do again to catch the number 6 car, 5th place, Danny Millett. So Whittleson running in 6th place at the moment. Our leader of Luke Vandenberg, just on the straight now, I think. No. We're still following what Oliver. Sorry, Jude. I was just trying to verbally point out where our leader is. Many seconds ahead. So that's Whittleson getting past car 6 of Millett. So he is now up into 4th. So quite a bit of work to do, though, still. Car number 2 into the bowl. Car number 3 just going over the double in front of the driver's stand. And 3rd place also just gone over the driver's stand, the double. And now, so just to give a sense of the distance between Oliver. And he's making that double look easy with a 2-wheel drive. When some of the... Oh, and he goes over again! Losing several seconds there in 2 rolls. There are no other battles on track. Our leader just coming across the finish line now. 2nd place just coming over now. And 3rd place just coming over now. Oliver, I mean, Oliver's clearly, even with the crash, did a 40.5 second lap, which is faster than just about everybody else on track. So we are following the fastest driver on track. It's just he needs to keep it clean. If he can just have 3 or 4 steady laps, he'll be able to easily catch the car 4 of Fabian Ritter in 3rd, who is the very next car ahead. Soon, Fabian is going to start feeling that pressure from Oliver. The Swiss driver. Make your own jokes about timekeeping. But Oliver, again, nice clean jump over that awkward double. And look at the time he's gained already. Last time around, the gap was 2.1 seconds. And now it's visibly, it's like half a second. That's how quick Oliver's going. You see what the gap is now officially? It is literally 0.9 of a second. And it's even less than that by the time I look back up from the timing screen. You could literally throw a beach towel over these two. So there's our battle for 3rd, coming down the main straight. Into the first corner. Over the big jump. Straighten up the landing and run that berm tight. Keep it tight here. Watch that berm on the outside, Oliver. And then, going for the outside pass. And then, Fabian closing off the door there, going over the step jump. Coming over the double. A cleaner jump for Oliver there. And Fabian getting all wrong right in the berm. Oliver keeping it steady. Not going for the double there. And he does the pass. Look how easy that was. So that was a pass for 3rd position. And we'll see that back again. Just Fabian going just a bit wide and straight underneath. So the next car ahead is the car 9. It's a lap car of Bercher from Denmark. Oliver now going around the off-camera corner. Fabian going to try to stay with Oliver. But, flipping over and making a mistake. So we're staying with Oliver, the pink car, because in a few more laps, he's very likely to catch the car 3 of Lars Abes. But first, he's going to have to lap the lap car of number 8, Ethan Laruzek. So there's 21 minutes left in this one. So one thing to note, remember, there is no refueling in this category. However, the cars are limited to Oliver getting a lucky bounce there off of a crashed number 8, I think it was, of LaRuzic. So no refueling. However, they're limited in engine size to, I think it's 26 cc's. So they have a smaller engine than the short course, a much smaller engine than the short course. Are allowed up to a 32 cc. But the engine size limit for short course is 26. Four-wheel drives allowed to have up to, I think it's a 29 or a 30. I think it's 30. So it's, oh, and Oliver goes over. He doesn't get that one. Catches him out, and now he's got some work to do again. And the EFRA referee Pedro telling me is to stay within the boundaries of the track, which is those red and white curbs. So even that tiny amount of short cutting, you're not supposed to do it. Pretend there's an invisible wall there that you cannot break. Remember, we even saw pole man in short course get called through for a drive-through penalty for doing something similar just in front of the referee. So even EFRA board members are not immune to getting drive-through penalty calls. So Oliver coming down the main straight, keeping an eye out. There's still no main battles on track. Oliver running third. Okay, so now that he has lapped the number 9 of Boucher once again, the next car ahead, although it's about 10 seconds, the next car ahead is the second place driver of Lars Abes, and it's about 10 seconds, 10.012 seconds. So a lot of work to do for Oliver. While we're waiting on that, let's move forward to just coming through the infield, this white car with the yellow wheels. This is Lars Abes. Currently running second overall. And he's stuck, but he's able to get out of that. Good acceleration. Oh, and geez, that 0 of Churchill catching the top of that jump in a bad manner. So Abes, now let's see what the gap is. 8.2 seconds between Abes and Whittleston. So Whittleston, as long as he can keep it on the island, he will be making up about 1.5 seconds a lap. So that means within 8 laps, it's going to be, I can't do the math. What is that, about 7 laps? Which means about 40 seconds per lap. Plenty of time because there's 18 minutes remaining. Plenty of time to catch Abes. But every mistake means, every big mistake, if he flips over, it costs him 3 seconds, and that means it's going to take him another at least 2 or 3 laps to catch him. So every mistake costing laps and time. So you see that pink car that flashed past Abes in the opposite direction. That was Oliver Whittleston. Oliver running an Elcon. And Lars Abes looks like he's running a Trax. You can see the sticker on the side because, honestly, I can't really tell these cars apart very well. Actually, no, I think it is an Elcon as well that we're watching. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is an Elcon. Because the wing supports look the same, and apparently, if your eyes are quick enough, you can look at the back of a four-wheel drive buggy and see whether, and get this, you can tell whether the diffs are open or whether they have a cover, and that will tell you the brand of the car. So, unfortunately, my eyes are not that good, even on these larger, slower machines than the 1/8 buggies. 1/8 buggies, actually, you can catch the finals of those on the other live stream that is happening right now on RC Racing TV and EFRA. So we have two pairs, two sets of live streams happening. Live broadcast from Italy with the European Championships for 1/8 IC Buggy. And, of course, the one you're watching now, which is the large-scale off-road European Championships. And as we're following still Lars Abes, I'll just have a look and see what Whittleston's able to do. He's now, gap now is 8.6, so he's been held up a little bit by traffic and possibly made a mistake or two. So he's actually lost a tiny bit of time over the last couple of laps. But Abes basically running in free air as well. But now Whittleston is completely free of lap traffic. Absolutely no one behind him for several seconds and no one ahead of him for even longer. So while we're waiting for this to work itself out, I'll look for the car number 2. Just coming underneath us, Jude, is the green car. There, a Horman vehicle, it looks like. Those are a little bit easier to spot. This is the number 2 of Luke Vandenberg. So Luke running, he's 40 seconds ahead of Lars Abes. So that means he's about to catch and pass Abes. And actually, no, that's car 4 just ahead of him, of Fabian Ritter. So this is our current leader, car number 2. You see he's running spoked wheels on the front, and he's got a mark on the rear wheel to simulate a spoke. Just, I'm assuming so that Luke can tell how much the tire spin is, how much tire spin he's getting, which I think is a fairly smart thing. You can see it actually braking there, depending on the frame refresh of the camera. You might be able to see it. But when it comes to a stop or a very slow corner like there or here, you can just see that black mark. That's a mark, a pseudo spoke drawn on the tire, on the wheel, I should say. So we'll follow Luke for a bit, and we'll just see what Oliver's gap is now to Lars. Luke actually pulling away now from Lars. Whittleston now under 7 seconds behind Lars Abes. Still chasing, still putting on a hard fight. Try to catch him. Oliver starting in pole position. Falling off the track a couple times. Dropped back to 4th, worked his way into 3rd position, but still chasing Lars Abes. Try and get back at least into 2nd. At least he's in the podium spots. Theo Plant now taking over. Well, he's been in the 4th position actually for a while. So Oliver with a 6.1 second deficit to Lars with 12 minutes remaining. Just needs to keep it steady. Meanwhile, we're with the leader of Luke Vandenberg, running unopposed and unchallenged, pulling away from everybody. Almost just on the edge of flipping over there. Very high grip now. The sun has been baking the AstroTurf for hours. This is the second to last group of racers out on track. So now we have, I think, between Lars and Oliver, it's now just under 5 seconds. Will they get a bit closer before we shift our focus to them? But this is our leader, Luke Vandenberg. Started second, currently first. There's just 10 minutes remaining in this one. Well, 10 minutes, 40 seconds. It's a 30-minute race. These cars probably not in much danger of running out of fuel, which is a distinct possibility. Car 0 coming off the track. That is Kev Churchill, one of our British racers. The gap now between Oliver and Lars is 6.7 seconds, so Oliver either held up with the 2 cars of lap traffic that he's just had to pass or made a slight mistake somewhere along the way. Meanwhile, still with Luke Vandenberg from the Netherlands. Lars Abes, also a Dutchman. Coming around the off-camera corner, you see those spokes drawn on the wheels, the rear wheels. So it looks like Oliver's gotten a bit closer to Lars. Not enough to start challenging him though. Just having to keep it steady. Still 5 seconds. So 9 minutes remaining in this one. 9 minutes. We're more than 2/3 of the race distance completed now. Another lap car down. That is the number 7 of Thomas Kraus from the Czech Republic. Lars Abes getting caught up with a back marker, so that might allow Oliver to catch him up by a second or two. Visibly closer. I think it's still only going to be about 4 seconds though. 2.6. So they're getting closer. So, okay, I think it's time to start focusing on our battle for third. Just coming towards us now on the big jump. This is car 3, followed by the car 1. The pink car, Oliver Whittleston. Getting closer and closer, overlap now. Settling down. What kind of pressure is he going to be able to put on Lars Abes? He's now 1.6 seconds behind. He's made up 2 seconds in that last lap. With clear lap between them, now Oliver has a bit between his teeth. He's absolutely going for it. There we go. We got them both in shot. 1.6 seconds between them last time round. It looks like it's just a bit less this time. I'd say about a second or so. The 1.2. Oliver taking the risky double line around the bowl. It looks like it's an easy jump, but obviously it's not. Oh, wow. Wheelie off the tabletop. Around the big corner. Going into the infield now. Very, very tight. Under a second for sure. Going into the crazy golf section. Off camera corner. Paving slab S's. Over the finish line. Still 1.2 seconds. That's what 1.2 seconds on the track looks like. Oh, and Oliver gets it wrong but lands on his wheels. He's okay, but he's going to lose about a half a second there. Takes his time getting steady on that concrete launch ramp going down the main straight. So 1.3 seconds the last time around. A little bit farther this time. .5. Is he going to be able to? Ooh, is that? Not cutting the track. He was on the barrier on the curbing there. That might be actually the smarter way to drive it if the curb is included on the track width. So 1.5 seconds last time was the gap. It looks like it's a lot closer this time. I'm going to go for 1.2. 1.2. Ah, 2. He did go slower around the off-camera corner. Oh, and a perfect jump over the awkward double. Meanwhile, with 4 minutes remaining, we've still got Luke Vandenberg in the lead. So unless something dreadful happens. Oh, and there. Oh, no, that's not the pass. That's not a pass. That was a different car. A very clean number 7, Thomas Kraus, who was battling with these guys about 20 minutes ago. But now going to be told to step aside. Oh, and he does. Oliver, that costs Oliver a couple seconds there, to be honest. Really taking his eye off the ball there. So following Lars Abes in that mostly white with yellow wheels. Car number 3. Started third, obviously, in this 30-minute main final. So far, no fuel issues. 3 minutes and about 15 seconds left to go. Getting caught up with the number 9 back marker. That was Porcher. Now we have it 3 minutes even to go. So a bigger lead for Lars now. Meanwhile, Luke Vandenberg on his 46th lap. Sorry, 41st lap. So with 2 minutes to go, it's going to be a very tight battle between Oliver and Lars, if Oliver can get up there. Going to stick with these guys as long as we can. The leader's been caught up with some lap traffic. Oh, and Ollie goes over. He's stuck in the hole. I think that is going to be it for his challenge. Let's go to our leader, just about the green car, just about coming onto the straight now. Next car over the tabletop. This is Luke Vandenberg, one of our many Dutch racers here. Always have a lot of Dutch racers in large scale, whether it's touring car or large scale off-road. They love their large scale, they love their nitro, and they love their racing. And I've heard they love their beer and their barbecues. This here is Luke Vandenberg.
1 minute to drive.
Car number 2 starting second on the grid. He's basically been fairly unopposed for most of the race. Since early on, since just a few laps in, 30 seconds remaining. I don't think we're going to have any more changes in the top 3 positions unless something absolutely dreadful happens to either Vandenberg or Abez. So I think this is going to be Luke's victory lap, leading almost the entire race. Starting from second on the grid, and there we go, that is time, and there we go, our new two-wheel drive large-scale off-road champion for EFRA from the Netherlands, Luke Vandenberg. Second place is going to be, I think he's already crossed, but second place, Lars Abez, Oliver Whittleson, already crossing the line to take third. Theo Plant finishing 5th. Danny Millett is going to finish in 5th. Fabian Ritter and Thomas Kraus 6th and 7th. Ethan Lerouzek from France taking 8th place. And Borcher from Denmark taking 9th. With Kev Churchill from the UK taking 10th overall. So we're going to go off and try to get an interview with our winner. And we'll be back in a few minutes.
Petite pause et on va se préparer pour la finale des 4 motrices. Dans quelques instants, donc vous pouvez aller vous insérer à la buvette. Moi j'ai une petite carte. On essaiera de prendre un petit peu de temps tout à l'heure pour vous montrer un petit peu nos installations. L'Automobile Club de l'Ouest.
Okay, we will do a small pause around speakers and interviewing, and we will start in 10 minutes with last final of the day, 4-wheel drive final.
Donc on redémarre dans 10 minutes pour la grande finale des 4 motrices. Donc la dernière finale qui va durer 30 minutes. Comme les autres. Je crois qu'on aura des vues aériennes assez sympas. On va aller à la présentation de différents candidats dans quelques instants.
Drivers for four-wheel drive final through the walkthrough, mechanics to the pit, and start preparing for the last point of the day. Okay, drivers, we have to keep going. We will open the track shortly. We will have a small presentation of the four-wheel drive drivers, four-wheel drive final drivers. That's the way you should say it. So we have Michel in the mic now.
Ok. Number one. C'est donc un pilote hollandais, Wesley van Helmond.
Okay, so we have a bit of a introduction of the four-wheel drive racers.
En numéro 3, Romain Walter. C'est un Français également. En numéro 4, les pilotes de la MCO, Valentin Posiat. En numéro 5, il nous vient de Finlande, Jarno Siltanen. En numéro 6, c'est un pilote hollandais, Terry Ferry. En numéro 7, il nous vient d'Allemagne, Sven Rodewald, et c'est le champion d'Europe en titre. En numéro 8,
And meanwhile, we're going to hear from our first championship winner, Taylor Letchford, and his reaction from the after winning his short course European Championship. Taylor Letchford, oh my gosh, what a race!
Wasn't it? Oh, that was hard work. I had a game plan. I didn't want to set the world on fire with the lap times. I just wanted to keep it consistent. You know, no mistakes. Make no mistakes. I've got a chance there. So that's what I tried to do. Every time I see Ian behind me, I see Fabian as well, and Jack too. He had the lead for a bit. Unfortunately, he had an issue, which is a shame. But it was tough. Oh man, I was in such nerves.
I can't even count how many times the lead changed between you guys.
When we come to these events, even at home, all I ask for is a good race, and that was absolutely a great race. And I'll come out on top, which is the best feeling ever. Finally, you know, after the heartbreak of last year, going out in the semi-finals after the first lap, it was gutting, and then coming here this year, it's wow. Wow.
So, I mean, can you even talk us through that race, like your prep and the start of it and everything?
Well, yesterday after the qualifier, so me and Ian, my friend Ian Gardner, he helped me pull it apart, and 5.5, 6 hours we spent doing that. Got my wife here, she's making me cry now. Comes out here all the time, supports us. I can't ask for much more.
It's a fantastic race and a wonderful result for you and the team. So enjoy it and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Number one. Thank you so much for your coverage and everything. It's always great to watch it. So thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thanks.
And congratulations again,
Cheers.
Taylor. Obviously, a very, very happy Taylor Letchford there. Going to be taking that trophy home, and I'm sure it's going to sit pride of place for many years to come. And we've already spoken with Luke Vandenberg, our new European champion in two-wheel drive. Meanwhile, our four-wheel drive drivers already out on track to start their 3 minutes of warm-up. So we have 3 minutes, maybe 4, before we see them line up on the grid. And again, until that time, anybody in this main final can call a 10-minute technical delay. Does mean they'll have to start from the back of the grid, but they will be the only ones allowed to touch the car. So everyone checking in, except for, everyone's checked in. Very funny, the last one. So we've got in car number 1, a very strong TQ position which led to a pole position now on the grid for the main final for Wesley Van Helmond, Maël Boucher from France, and Romain Walter from France, and Valentin Buziot from France in cars 2, 3, and 4. Jarno Siltanen in position 5. Starting from 6 on the grid was Ferry Fernie from the Netherlands. Sven Rodewald, our defending European champion from Germany, starting in car 7. Jeremy Tiufrey, starting in car 8 from France. From Czech Republic, Martin Kraus in car number 9. And in car 10, 2017 two-wheel drive champion, Dario Vaselli. And also 2023 European champion in touring car. So we do have actually just a bit of time to hear from Luc Vandenberg. So we'll go ahead and cue that up. I don't think we have a 10-minute time. I'll listen to see if we have a 10-minute timeout. But here we go. Here's our new two-wheel drive European champion for large-scale off-road, Luc Vandenberg. All right, Luc Vandenberg. Wow.
Yeah.
New European champion. How does it feel?
Yeah, amazing. Didn't believe in first place, but yeah, finally.
Did you think winning your first European championship would be, I mean, I don't want to say easy, but it looked kind of easy.
Yeah, I had in the start a good run and tried to make no mistakes, and it worked out, so yeah.
So it's fantastic. And so what kind of prep work did you manage to do? Obviously we had very variable weather conditions all through the week. So what kind of prep work did you have to do in order to last 30 minutes on that main final?
Yeah, we swapped some bolts so they don't break, and just check everything and it stayed together. So yeah.
There's a lot of prep work that goes into these things. Yeah. So anyone that you'd like to thank for this your championship?
Yeah, my dad. He helps very much. My mom also. So yeah, and my sponsors, of course.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Roman, Ordified, Samba, Fly Sky, Bluebird. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. All right, thank you very much, and congratulations for your first European championship. All right, fantastic stuff. A very, very happy Luc Vandenberg, and dare I say, an even happier Taylor Letchford. And these guys are going to be watching this four-wheel drive main final with maximum attention. Our last race of the day. So, Van Helmond, Boucher, Walter, Buziot, Siltanen, Fernie, Rodewald, Tiufrey, Kraus, and Vaselli. 10 seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Horn is sounded, and they're off and away into the first big corner. As that Walter getting a little bit off, knocking Fernie aside just a bit. But Wesley and Maël making a gap now. And someone stuck in the bomb hole. But the first two cars off and away, that's the cars 1 and 2 of Wesley and Maël, Netherlands and France. So Wesley now, oh well, he had a little bit of a gap. And the number 9, no, is it the number 9? Has 8, has crashed out. That is Jeremy Tiufrey. Race is done. Suspension arm broken on the front. Meanwhile, at the front of the race is Van Helmond leading Boucher. This is VP versus MCD, followed by another couple of MCDs, and there's an NFP and another MCD in Rodewald, the car 7. And then another couple of MCDs. Actually, the rest of the field are MCDs. I think. Sometimes they're a bit hard to tell, I must say. It's a bit like 1/8 buggy. Cars look almost identical with the body shells on at speed. But Van Helmond certainly running the VP car. These two building up a nice gap to 3rd and 4th, but cannot afford a single mistake. Third and 4th place cars, Puziat and Valter, super close together, even closer together than these two, but that's not the battle for the lead, so we're going to stick with our lead battle. And then cars number 6 and 7 actually have swapped positions since the last lap, so it's Rodewald and Fernie. Fernie's just gotten past Rodewald. So we have 3 pairs of 2 cars. Van Helmond keeping Boucher at bay. This guy's running nose to tail now. Almost as close as Fernie and Valter. So Van Helmond building up a bit of a gap now. Looks like to be about a second or so. Boucher getting a little bit wobbly coming onto the infield. And it looks like it's a couple seconds now. 1.7 seconds back to Boucher. If it gets any bigger, we'll drop back a bit to the battle for 3rd. These guys coming down the main straight now. Wesley has looked absolutely the class of the field all week long. Taking the TQ in rounds 1, 2, and 3, and then because he had already solidified TQ, went and did some tire testing in round 4. Still finished, I think, 2nd or 3rd overall. His teammate Roman Valter finishing in the TQ spot for round 4. Valter running 4th at the moment. This guy's a little bit closer now. It's a 30-minute race, so anything can happen. You've seen very expensive machined aluminum suspension arms break on these things. We've seen drive shafts snapping in half. We've seen tires come unglued and cars try to do it on 3 wheels, which is not possible. We've seen wings and wing mounts break. We've seen body shells fly off. Exhausts break. So anything can happen. And again, these guys had to, there's no automatic qualifying directly into the main final. They still have to come through the semifinals. Fernie and Valter still nose to tail. Boucher now all over the back of Van Helmond. Going to be jumping and driving into the wind here going down the main straight. It's not really affecting things though. This car is very large and heavy and fast. So fast. The ends of the main crashing areas, they need full-size car tires to help stop the cars so they don't damage the outer perimeter fencing. Boucher falling back just a bit, about maybe a quarter second or so. It's an even tighter battle still for the battle for third place between Fernie and Walter, but once again, that is not the battle for the lead. We're going to stick with these guys. They're not far from catching and lapping Dario Veseli from Croatia. Former European champion in two-wheel drive and last year's touring car, large-scale touring car champion from Groningen in the Netherlands. These guys a bit closer together now. You see, I'm not sure who the crowd at the left end of the track is cheering on, but if it were me and I was one of these two, I would just go, "Wow, yeah, they must be cheering for me." So Dario Veseli now letting these guys pass very easily. Good job, Dario. Dario knows the rules. So the battle for third is falling further and further behind. I'm not sure if Walter has the speed to get past Fernie. And he's just being held up lap by Fernie. But they are just falling further and further behind every lap. Last lap the gap was 9.4. My bad. It's not actually Fernie. It's actually Puziat and Walter who are battling. And that's the car 9 who has just come off, being pulled off. That's Martin Kraus from the Czech Republic. So it's Puziat who has been leading this whole time in the third position. Walter chasing Puziat. Fernie is, I think, just been passed by Sven Rodewald on this last lap. Sven is now about to cross in 5th position, I believe. Yes. So that swap has just happened. Meanwhile, we're still with this super tight battle for the lead. Van Helmond must have ice water running through his veins to withstand this pressure from Maël Boucher. Wow. Is this going to go for another 20 minutes? That's how much time there is left in this race. It's a 30-minute race. No refueling. Meanwhile, Walter super eager to get past Puziat. Running side by side. Let's drop back to the start-finish line because these guys are a lot closer now than the leading pair coming into the bowl. We're not sure which battle to follow, but these guys are closer right now than our leading pair. Wesley pulling away very slightly, but this is Valentin Puziat in the car number 4 with Roman Walter in the car 3. White and green chasing the number 4, the multicolored number 4. And I will keep an eye on the lead battle as well. We only have the one moving camera, so unfortunately we can't have like a picture-in-picture sort of situation. But Van Helmond is a healthy gap now. Well, I say healthy. It's just as far as it's ever been this race, over a second or so. These guys just so much closer. They were actually rubbing tires earlier, coming through that big turn. Puziat, obviously knowing this track like the back of his hand, his father being club chairman. So Puziat knows how to keep someone behind him. Van Helmond and Boucher just crossing the finish line now. These two, oh man, such a tight battle. And they know the referee's watching them absolutely intently. Meanwhile, Wesley has built up a full second lead now over Boucher. So this still our tightest battle on the track. Oh, nearly side by side. Valters. You can't apply any more pressure than what Valter is doing here. Valter running a VP. Not sure exactly what Puziat is running. It looks like an MCD, but some of the VP or NRP cars seem to have this little plastic extension above the spark plug as well, so kind of hard to say, to be honest. I want to say it's an MCD for Puziat. Meanwhile, Van Helmond and Boucher about 20 seconds ahead. A very big gap. And Boucher's closed the gap just a tad. These guys down the main straight, no speed advantage. Boucher making a slight mistake. So Wesley, I think, with over a second lead now. The gap between the two drivers we are watching right now, under a second. Mayo able to close the gap on the infield. Meanwhile, we're watching the 4 of Valentin Puziat and the number 3 of Roman Valter. Oh, nearly. Oh, that was an attempt. Valter not afraid to interlock wheels with these open wheel cars. It's a risky move because one or both of the cars can go over. Oh, getting wide there. So, looks like Sven Rodewald, our European champion from last year, has been lapped by this pair as well. It's going to be a hard ask for him to successfully defend now. Valter all over the back of Puziat. Still. These two stuck like glue. It's like a single rubber band is connecting them this entire race. Pousiat, though, probably knows every single lump and bump on this track. Lead battle unchanged, still just about a second apart. Van Helmond able to hold off the pressure. We'll see if Boucher can get any closer to Van Helmond, and if he does, we'll swap to them. Meanwhile, these two, a little bit of sunlight in between them. They're actually still much closer. They're about 5 times closer to each other than Boucher is to Van Helmond. And we're on the big turn and over the small tabletop. Van Helmond now, I think, has definite clear daylight between him and Boucher. And there's a little bit of a gap growing now between Pousiat and Walter. So while that is happening, let's swap to the bowl. The first car coming through the bowl, yellow wheels. That is Wesley Van Helmond in the car 1. So I'm sure there have been a few of you wondering why we're not following them, but it's just that with the gap growing, you can see it's now almost a full straightaway distance. This is Wesley Van Helmond from the Netherlands. Ooh, that's literally the first mistake that we've seen from Van Helmond. And meanwhile, the battle, let's go to the start of the straight. Start of the straight, these guys, once again, side by side. Coming out of the bowl, they were actually banging wheels like it's touring car racing, or dare I say short course. Van Helmond's lead growing and growing still. He's just over 2 seconds the last time round. These guys coming down the straight for battling for third. Boucher's crossed the line, 2.5 seconds now, so Van Helmond making half a second in one lap on Boucher. And that's without any effect of lap traffic, I believe. So the lead battle is starting to possibly fizzle out. And that's with 10 minutes done and just over 10 minutes remaining in this one. So we're watching Valentin Pousiat and Romain Walter, France versus France. Two countrymen fighting each other, but on different cars. The pressure on Pousiat has not relented the entire race. Almost no mistakes from either of these drivers. Haven't seen a single mistake from, oh, and he's passed. Is that? He said go. Referee said go. So, oh, a verbal protest there from Pousiat, I'm sure, on the rostrum, but EFRA referee says that was a clean pass. I think Pousiat got sideways, and Walter finally took advantage there. Let's follow Walter in the car 3, this green and white VP car. Let's see what sort of gap he's able to make now. That is a 1 second gap back to Pousiat. Let's see what Pousiat's able to do. I don't think Pousiat I think he was just running his pace. I don't think he was trying to be super pushy. Puziat trying to chase down Walter. So the gap that time, 1.1 seconds. Walter now with clear air behind him and between himself and Puziat. Meanwhile, our leader actually only just a few cars behind with just as much clear air behind him. Between Van Helmond and Boucher. Looks like Puziat is able to close the gap there. 0.7 seconds. Walter driving into the wind. Over the big jump, around the big turn, and over the little tabletop. Just about 7 minutes remaining in this one. This is the final race of the weekend here in Brittany, France. This is the EFRA Large-Scale Off-Road European Championships for 2024. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage. We apologize for any technical issues that we've experienced. Most of them not our fault. These two trying to make a show of it. Battle for third, about to be next car behind. Literally is our leader. That's how dominant Wesley Van Helmond has been, and I'm sure his mental fitness to drive a 30-minute race like this, absolutely intense. Six minutes remaining. So our battle for the lead just coming underneath us now. It's the 1 and 2 going into the infield. Still the 1 and 2 of Helmond and Boucher. Van Helmond and Boucher, apologize. Boucher cutting down some of that lead to 1.3 seconds. It's our closest battle now on track. Honestly, not a single real mistake from any of these four drivers that we've been following all race long. Oh. Wesley just clipping the top of the double there. The lead last time around was 2 full seconds, 2.0 seconds. This time around 1.3. I think part of it is due to hitting just tapping the top of that double in front of the driver's stand. Throwing the car just a tiny bit off balance and a little bit wide. Last year's championship, Van Helmond suffered some sort of gas attack in his camper and had a bunch of his stuff stolen, and still won the two-wheel drive championship. And this year, holding off the Boucher attack for a full 30 minutes so far. Well, 27 minutes, I should say. 26 and a half minutes. 3.5 minutes left to go. First time we saw Van Helmen in action was in Valladolid for the EFRA 1/10 electric off-road European Championships. And never heard of this kid before. And then a few years later, there he is winning the two-wheel drive European Championships. Boucher now a lot closer to Van Helmen. Is this just a late turn of speed by Boucher? The Frenchman chasing down the Dutchman. Lap last time around was 0.7 seconds of a lead. Boucher getting a little bit off there, going into the bowl, giving up a bit of a gap to Van Helmen. 2.5 minutes were left now for Boucher to put on a real charge. I'm sure his mechanic and spotter is telling him, okay, we're coming down now. 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes to go. Soon it's going to be 1 minute. So 0.7 last time around, now 1.0. So Van Helmen running tighter lines, 0 mistakes, perfect throttle application, and hitting the brakes at just the right time. Pick up a gap. Oh, I was afraid he was going to get crossed up in that jump there and land a bit sideways, but Boucher did make up some time there, though. Going very slow around that off-camera corner. Gap that time around 0.7 seconds. And this is as close as we've seen them in many, many laps. And Helmen rubbing along that inside curb at the end of the main straight. Oh, and Boucher, first mistake for Boucher. That's it. That's it. 1 minute to go this lap and one more. That is it for Boucher. The car 2 now crossing the line. It was 0.7 seconds. Now it's 5.9 seconds back from Van Helmen. We're following the European champion-elect Wesley Van Helmen. This lap and one more. The single one mistake. Look how tenderly he's going over that step-up jump. 10 seconds to go. Is Boucher going to make it? With 5 seconds left, he does. So Van Helmen just needs to keep it on the green stuff. That is time expired. Van Helmen, imperious in this run. Absolutely 0 mistakes. Taking the TQ 3 times in a row in qualifiers round 1, 2, and 3. Winning his semifinal, starting the main final on pole position and coming around to become the four-wheel drive European champion for large scale. Fabulous. What a win. Absolutely no mistakes. And we're going to go and grab a word with Wesley as soon as we can. So that is Van Helmen, Boucher, Valter, Puziat, Rodewald, Fernie, Siltanen, and Vaselli. That's our 1 through 8 finishing order, and Kraus and Tufrey not able to make it to the end. So we will go grab a chat with Wesley, and we'll upload his thoughts and his reaction to the RC Racing TV YouTube channel in probably just a few minutes, to be honest. But meanwhile, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, you can use the code LSOR24 on rcracingtv.com to get 10% off any order of RC Racing TV merch. We have been RC Racing TV. My name is Frank McKinney. We've had Jude McCallum on camera. We've got Zach Fenning on the rostrum, waiting to record an interview with Wesley Van Helmen. And this has been the EFRA Large Scale Off-Road European Championships, brought to you by Elcon Models and as our title sponsor, and RC Fox as well, rccaronline.de, and Samba Pipes. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you at the next EFRA European Championships.